Welcome back. We're headed to Arizona. Desert trails, wild landscapes, and a big old hole in the ground.
Hello, Two Broads Abroad. I'm Renee. You're seeing Sandra. We are stopped for construction in Arizona and just outside of Page, headed to Grand Canyon, and you can see how really nice and beautiful it is. And then here is where the smoke is. There are actually plateaus behind that you can't really see, and it kind of smells like a bonfire.
Kind of does.
It's very sad, and hopefully they will get these under control soon. But I just wanted to show you all what's going on.
After quite a bit of construction, we finally made it to Grand Canyon.
This is really weird. Kind of weirdly emotional about this.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a hike or two, so we'll get you more pictures, but you can point your camera at the Grand Canyon all day, but you'll never capture the sheer size and beauty of this place. It's breathtaking in person. So this is it, our beloved tent's final setup. After 7 years, countless campsites, and more memories than we can count, our REI Kingdom 8 is getting its victory lap. And today we actually beat our setup record. 10 minutes was our best before, and somehow we managed to get it up in 9. Honestly, for a tent this size, that feels like Olympic gold. The thing has been our home for a good portion of this road trip and many other camping trips. It was amazing for car camping, not something you'd ever haul onto your back unless you really like suffering. It's enormous. We've crammed 6 people into it on rainy days, and it still felt roomy. We had both our dogs inside with us, and no one was stepping on anyone, well, except the dogs. Storm survived wind that should have taken it airborne and given us so many cozy nights. So as we zip it up for the last time, we gotta say this tent has been one of the best pieces of gear we've ever owned. And then in the most perfect bit of timing, just as we were snapping in the last pole, 2 elk wandered right past us, like the universe giving our tent a proper send-off. Our bartender told us we had to go out to Mather Point at night to see the Dragon Bravo fire. It started a couple weeks before we arrived, sparked by a lightning strike, and it's been burning for 2.5 months. More than 145,000 acres lost, 113 structures gone, including the historic Grand Canyon Lodge. Standing there in the dark, watching that orange glow ripple across the canyon was like anything I've ever seen. It was beautiful in a way, but so heartbreaking. A reminder of how powerful nature is, how it creates, and how it destroys. The next couple of days were all about the hikes. We followed a ranger who walked us through the geology and topography of the Grand Canyon, how this place was carved layer by layer over millions of years, or as we like to call it, the oldest shit period. He then introduced us to Miriam's life zones theory, which blew our minds. Basically, for every 1,000 feet you go up or down, it's like traveling 300 miles north or south temperature and ecosystem-wise. He told us something that really hit us also. Over a century ago, explorer John Wesley Powell tried to warn everyone that the West was the endless resource people imagined. Powell said, "The arid lands cannot be redeemed without water," and he told Congress there's not sufficient water to supply the land. It was an incredibly unpopular opinion at the time because expansion was happening at breakneck speed. But standing here, you feel exactly what he meant. Especially when you learn that the Colorado River no longer reaches the ocean from the Grand Canyon. It used to flow all the way through Mexico into the Gulf of California. But today, with all the dams, agriculture, and how much water we use, the river dries up long before it gets here. The landscape is ancient and stunning, but it's also fragile. And hearing all of that history while looking out over the Grand Canyon, it really puts the scale and the stakes into perspective.
Good morning. We've left the Grand Canyon and we are headed to Sedona, which, what a beautiful ride. Look at this.
We are going down.
We are going down. It's also tending to get warmer right now, but that's okay.
We are down in the land, or getting down into the land of the scorpions and the snakes, right? Is that what we learned yesterday? The bottom of canyons, that's where they live.
We will not be there very long, let me tell you. So the Grand Canyon was amazing.
I don't even know what to say about it. The views and the whole setup was kind of fun too, wasn't it? That you could, there was a shuttle bus but so you could walk, they'd have between interest points, like that's going to be a mile, or a mile and a half, and then you can get the bus then to the next one, or you can at any point get the bus to go back too. I felt like it was very well organized. I really enjoyed it.
I totally agree. You could do the whole rim trail, well, up to where the fire was, or you could hike part, hop the bus, and then walk some more, which is kind of what we did. And our campsite was great. We'll attach some video of our tent setup. And it might be our last time camping with our tent. We were both very emotional, oddly enough.
We've had some good fun in that tent. We've done some good camping trips with some good friends, and that tent's been good to us.
In 3 different seasons.
Yeah. As
far north
was like our favorite, I think.
Yeah, as far north as the UP of Michigan.
Yeah.
And as far south as Grand Canyon, I guess. Hopefully we'll have more camping trips, but we just don't know that it's going to be with our little tent.
Driving straight through Sedona, we continued south to Marana and Tucson, where we stayed with Sandra's sister and her husband. We made a trip up to Mount Lemmon, which was great, and we spent mornings hiking around Marana, where we had the absolute pleasure of seeing a real live Roadrunner. We honestly thought those were cartoon characters only, and then some partridges wandered by. Yeah, go ahead. Sing the theme song, you know you want to. But the wildlife didn't stop there. I ran into a Gila monster. Yikes! I've been told they bite and don't let go, so I gave that little tank plenty of space. Then in full predator-prey fashion, I watched an owl scanning the ground for breakfast, and finally the most fearsome creature of them all I ran into. Rolo, Sandra's sister's dog. What a good boy. It was so hot we had to get outside before sunrise, but honestly the sunrises made it worth it every early morning alarm. One of our last nights we stopped at Lil Abner's, a great old-school dive restaurant and bar. It's been around for over 75 years, and I believe at one point it was even a stagecoach stop. The menu is small, but the steaks are unbelievable. They grill them outside, and if you love meat, do not miss this place. I believe they also have bands on the weekends, so if you're around, it's a good place to be. We then made our way to Saguaro National Park, and then out to Gates Pass for sunset. Us and about 75 other people, but the area is so wide open it didn't feel crowded at all. And that sunset absolutely delivered. After a week with family, we headed to Phoenix to catch up with some Chicago transplants we hadn't seen in a while, and our dear friends Robbie and Danny. You can find them on TikTok at Robert Go. And from there, it was on to Taliesin West. We're both huge Frank Lloyd Wright fans, partially due to the fact that there's a Frank Lloyd Wright house in Rogers Park where we used to live, and we lived very close to Oak Park where his studio was. So this was definitely a bucket list pilgrimage stop for us.
Okay, so we were headed to Taliesin West. I was excited because I love Frank Lloyd Wright. Sandra was excited because last time you came here, you said that it was closed.
Yeah, last time we came here, it was closed. So I was pretty excited about coming here today, and we
checked the time.
We checked the summer hours and did all of that online. So, and yet
this is what we find.
So I'm like, they should be open. It's 9 a.m. It's like, oh, and I missed the small print. They're closed Tuesday and Wednesday. And because we're retired, we don't have a freaking clue what day it is.
Not at all.
So
no.
Yeah. So
yes.
Bummer.
2 times the charm, I guess.
Next time they'll be open.
I know. One day we'll get to see Taliesin West. So it's a bit of a side trip. But since we were coming this way from Phoenix through to Tijeras, New Mexico, we of course had to stop in Winslow, Arizona.
Of course we did.
Because it's such a fine sight to see.
Fine sight to see, indeed. Seems like it's kind of a little bit of a hub too. There's quite a few people around.
Now, Winslow wasn't really on our radar, but you can't pass through without stopping at that corner. Yes, the one from the Eagles' Take It Easy. The town has leaned all the way into it. There's a statue of Jackson Browne and Glenn Frey, and a giant mural with the girl in a flatbed Ford. Good on you, Winslow, making this a must-stop for people from around the world to take pics after the Route 66 traffic dropped. It was pretty busy when we were there, so naturally we had to stand on the corner. It's a little cheesy, a lot iconic, and honestly, it's pretty fun.
All right, we're at Relic Road Brewery. Sandra, I got a Santan Juicy Jack. Sandra got the Husk Pink Pineapple Haze. And you said you loved it.
It's delicious. It's got the color of that.
That
It's
is
really,
nice.
it's kind of pinky. It's like, and it does have like, it's got some fruit. I'm thinking it. Summer
Good.
day, very good, refreshing.
Here's the real magic. After grabbing a bite at that pub, who do you think we're sitting next to but Ron Adamson, the creator of the statue, just passing through from Montana. Of all days, all the hours, all the bars, we met the artist who helped turn this quirky corner into an American icon.
So here we are, Winslow, Arizona. Grabbed a beer at the pub across the street, and who do we meet but Ron Adamson, the man who made the man who made the statue that we're looking at. His stories are great. You should check out his Facebook page. You can buy t-shirts.
Do you like to read? Because I wrote a whole book on how this happened, and my goofy stories are in there on all the crazy things.
What's the name of the book?
It's called The Road to Winslow, The Making of the Easy Statue.
Excellent.
I've got one in my office right over there. Easy statue, a little harder to read that part of it.
I like it. The Road to Winslow. Pick it up. You can get it on his website.
The Twilight Zone story is that shady image, that black and white.
Oh, that's your grandfather.
Yeah,
That's a great story.
there it is.
You have to buy the book to find out about the story.
A few colorful pictures in. Me and my grandfather, the day I heard Take It Easy was on the way to Norway with my grandfather.
Oh, that's
Meet my
awesome.
relatives. Yeah. All right.
Who knew the Kismet? Well, that was probably one of the better stops we've stopped at. We went to Winslow, Arizona. Thank you, Danny, for telling us about the statue. And we went and got our picture next to Glenn Fry and Jackson Brown. And it was awesome. And then we stopped for lunch to have a quick bite. And who's sitting next to us but the guy that makes the statue himself?
Yeah, and he said that he made the statue himself, and it was erected. It was installed September 11th, 1999.
Yes.
And he said it's been vandalized a couple of times, but he's come and fixed it and stuff like that. But so fun to meet this guy, and he's actually a chainsaw artist as well. He's a pretty well-known Western artist, and showed us a bunch of his work. Fascinating, right? I mean, yeah, fascinating.
We're also trying to pay attention to the road because we're still headed to New Mexico. But that's why any place we go, our rule is to sit at the bar.
Talk to the bartenders.
They'll tell you where to go, what to see. It was a bartender that told us about getting pictures of the Grand Canyon fire, which was very sad, but we would have never done that had we not met him.
Bartender that sent us to Washington Mountain.
Oh yeah. And to all the really good hikes that were in Acadia.
Yeah, and to also to Bar Harbor, really.
Right. So yes, ask your bartender. They know the ins and outs.
That's the hack. That's the travel hack. Talk to your
That's our
bartender.
travel hack. But we put Ron's links down below because he's made his own t-shirts and copyrighted them, and you should buy them from him. He also has the book we showed you that explains the whole process with some cool stuff of his pictures of his grandpa that somehow influenced him without him ever really seeing them. You have to read the book to find out what it is. But yes, off we are to Tijeras, New Mexico.
We've got 261 miles on 40 East. 261 miles.
And now we ride.
And now we